Oh, I'm not feeling it today. Went up 1.5 pounds yesterday, even though I thought I was doing great. Did yard work all day, drank plenty of water. Apparently I had too much protein, and you can get into, you can create glucose with too much protein. So right now I'm not eating lunch, don't really like it. Trying to do everything I can to feel good. Got a fire going, which I love. I love fires. I've loved making fires ever since I was a little boy. In fact, that's why I'm doing all of this, is to feel alive again like I did when I was a little boy. So I'm kind of hungry right now. It's lunchtime, and I was gonna skip lunch and just have one meal a day, but it's pretty hard, you know. I go online to check my email or my stats on my blog or my YouTube, and it just seems like I'm not getting any views or stats anywhere. You know, I used to be a stat junkie. I used to get a little bit of dopamine checking my email, and you know, I had a home business, and I generated over 60,000 leads, you know, over the last 5 years, and even those dried up. People aren't really, you know, they're not really looking for a home business, or they already have a home business. So I'm not getting dopamine from my inbox. You know, YouTube channels take a while to take off. Blogging takes like 2 years to take off. My blog's only like a year old. So I'm doing stuff around the yard to stay busy, because I don't have any friends here. I don't have friends anywhere, really, ever since I got sober 13 years ago. Been trying to stay sane, and I do have, you know, chances to go socialize with my fiance's family and their friends, and I just choose to stay home. It's almost easier for me to suffer in isolation than to feel the nervousness meeting new people. So that's another reason why I do these videos, is to connect with you guys. You know, maybe you're feeling the same thing. Maybe this last year has been incredibly hard for so many people. A lot of people didn't even make it. They're not talking about the suicide rate or the overdoses. I heard there was 80,000 overdoses in 2020 during the lockdown, and that's not even including the suicide rate. So it's brutal out there. So started a fire. I'm trying to at least lose some water weight today, get back down to 212, and it's just crazy. I've never had this belly fat stay on me so long. In the past, I could do a keto diet for a couple weeks and I start shredding. Well, I'm doing meat only for the last week, but apparently it takes up to 30 days to get into true ketogenic stage. Even my keto spray has glycerin in it, which can or glycol, which can have, you know, can break a fast or get you out of ketosis. So you really got to look at your supplements. So let me show you what I'm doing around the yard. Oh. So I got this huge pile here, and I'm trying to light. I started a fire over on this side, and I'm trying to get the fire to just go through these bushes and burn all the way through, but this stuff is really green, so I don't know if that's going to happen. So I exposed the creek over here. I made a trail go back in there, and so there's this beautiful, I mean, beautiful for Texas, there's this beautiful natural creek, and there's even a little waterfall down there, or it could be, it's lots of rocks and stuff, but you go down this trail, and I took a rake and been cutting all the vines and stuff with the lobbers right here. And there's an old fence. And then I come over here and there's like a huge like beaver hole right there, or a marmot, or maybe not a marmot, but it could be a beaver. So I don't want to get too crazy, and I wear snake chaps. I wear snake chaps to protect myself from snakes. The snakes are out, but strangely I haven't seen any in this yard. So I'm just exposing all this brush. But it's really hard to focus. Maybe I am getting into ketosis because I can't think straight. There's a keto flu where you feel foggy. And even though it's sunny, I mean, this is a beautiful day. It's sunny. I got this whole yard. That I can work on. Even though it's not my yard, I love landscaping because my dad and I, we dive into our work instead of hanging out with people. I don't know if my dad has Asperger's, but I do. I have social anxiety. Don't really like eye contact, especially with strangers. So I haven't really like dove into the social scene here. And man, this mosquito just got me in the thumb. So potentially there's a lot of, you know, I could get a lot of feel good, you know, like work out and take a shower and have a coffee and just put my feet up and watch TV tonight. But you know, it's like 11:30. It's not even lunchtime, and I'm dragging. I'm just like, yesterday I did 4 videos, and I was like, this is awesome. I got so much energy. Things are gonna happen. And then this morning I checked my weight, and I went up 1.5 pounds. And I literally just had meat and cheese yesterday. So I looked it up because I heard somewhere that you could have too much protein, and it turns into glucose. And I had like 1.5 pounds of steak. So I think it was probably a little too much. So it's hard, man. It's hard balancing life. You'd think I would have it figured out by now, but I'm kind of just not feeling it. I guess we have to but not take every emotion we have as like life or death. Because I'm very hypersensitive, and when I don't feel like 100% or 1,000%, I'm like, what's going on? Why am I feeling a little blue? You know, what am I doing wrong? And I look for answers. I look for solutions. You know, whenever Misha has problems, my fiance, I always have to have a solution. Guys always seem to have, you know, a solution. And some days you're not going to have a solution. You're going to just have to write it out. You know, there's going to be bad days. I'm an addict. I want to feel good all the time, whether it's sugar, masturbating, TV, coffee, you know, working out, whatever. You know, at least it's not cigarettes and alcohol and meth and other hard drugs. But it's really hard to just like sit still and face your stuff from your childhood, and people picking on you and getting into fights and drama. And I don't know how people make it with all the drama. You know, there's dudes out there with 3 divorces. You know, guys my age already have 2 or 3 divorces. Their kids are on drugs or committing suicide. I just don't know how they do it. I feel like I'm 25 years old, except for my stomach. But I really don't know how guys can like get hard. I've tried being hard. I've tried being macho or even vulnerable, you know. True men can cry. And I've tried every angle to figure out this life as a 48-year-old man. And, you know, I don't really feel like a grown up, you know. I don't go to church. I don't do anything in the community. I'm not married. I'm scared to get married. So, you know, Misha's gonna be my fiance for like forever. Because you know, I said I'd be fine just going to the courthouse and getting a certificate, marriage license. But she wants to have her family there, at least 10, 15 people. So I'm like, all right, well, we'll just wait. And that's it. I mean, it's hard juggling this stuff out, you know, sorting this stuff out. And I just want to feel good. And I'm like, what's going on with my weight? You know, I mean, I've had this, it's like, I've never felt this way. I've never had like this layer right here. I mean, most guys get this stomach, you know, yeah. My dad has this big stomach, but I've never had a stomach. And it feels like it's not even part of me. It feels like a basketball. It feels like a basketball is stuck to my stomach. It doesn't feel like it's part of me. And it jiggles, and it's gross looking. I got like fat craters. Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm not trying to throw a pity party. I don't want any pity. You know, it's hard to get into ketosis this time, and it's hard to lose the weight this time. Maybe it's just, I'm almost 50, you know. But keto is the only way I've figured out how to lose weight. And you can have fun eating, you know, eating steak and stuff. But it's been a week, and I went up 1.5 pounds yesterday. So I don't know what's going on. Leave a comment. What are you guys doing to feel good during these times? You know, hit that subscribe button, and we'll talk to you soon.